I'm like, wait, what? How? Hey, what happened? Here comes the bride. Here comes the bride. Have you ever loved a revenge story or love story? Or have you ever watched and liked the marriage contract kind of love or the relationship contract kind of love? Then this video is for you. Hello, my name is Igbinlade Temlolua Princess, the Storyshower, the host of the Reviews Corner, where we review and dissect movies, not just for entertainment, but for educational purposes. Here, we don't just read stories or watch movies for fun. We do so to learn. Lessons are being passed across, and that is why the Reviews Corner is here, to help you look at things differently than you would have. Perhaps you just watch movies and be blessed or be entertained. But the Reviews Corner helps you to point out lessons that you never saw there at all. You're welcome. So, in today's episode of the Reviews Corner, we are going to be reviewing a very, very interesting story. In fact, anyone who watches this movie would think, oh, there's nothing to learn here. Oh, let's just move on and pass away. But no, there is something phenomenal to learn. And this particular movie is actually like we can say that it was something that almost inspired this episode or this movie review or the Reviews Corner or this show. We cannot really give it the full credit for the starting of this show, but when I first wanted to do something like this, it was going to be a movie reaction, and so this particular movie was what I was going to react to. I enjoyed it so much, and my reactions were just so funny. As you have seen, my expressions are very funny, and anytime I'm watching a movie and I'm reacting to the movie, I would rant. I always say this, I would rant and talk to my invisible audience and explain how this makes sense or how this doesn't make sense. But yeah, I could not edit that video. It was over an hour, basically almost the same length of the movie, and now it was very overwhelming to edit. I didn't even know how to go about it. I just left it. I might eventually do a movie reaction video, but with the right gadgets and everything is just going to be sweet. So yes, I've prepped you enough for this particular movie, and it is none other than Here Comes the Bride. Here Comes the Bride. Yes, Here Comes the Bride by Royal Arts Academy TV. I found the video on Bimbo Ademoye's Instagram. She posted about it because she acted in it, and I was just it was very interesting, and I loved what she posted. It was a hook, that it was something relating to, this person doesn't her husband didn't show up at her wedding, and then she got married to someone else traditionally. I'm like, wait, what? How? Hey, what happened? And immediately I just ran to the video, ran to Real Art Academy, saved to watch it later, and I eventually watched it. I was 10 minutes into the movie, I'm just like, nah, these reactions are too priceless for it to just go away. And I was just like, you know what, I am going to record it. And while recording my reactions, took the lights, I paused it. In fact, I was talking to you guys on the camera and be like, you know what, they just took the light, but I'm just going to wait so that you guys can watch it with me. That video is probably not going to see the light of the day, but anyways, okay. So Here Comes the Bride is a story about an influencer, and this influencer wanted, like, she's a big influencer, she had collaborations, and she really tried to keep her life private, that is a personal life private and off camera. She really tried. She was leading it perfectly well, so no one knew who she was dating, who she was going to marry. And this particular day, leading up to her marriage, the movie opens up to her talking to her followers and saying, you know what, guys, I'm getting married soon. You guys, it's going to be like an unveiling of the person I'm going to marry. Is the love of my life, blah 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 blah, and everything like that, literally peppering all singles on the internet. And yeah, so she was going to get married to this person, and this guy turns out to be a chronic cheat. She found out on the day of a traditional wedding that this guy is a cheat, and with so many evidences to back it up, with like so much proof. And then this guy is literally showed himself as a chronic cheat by missing out on the wedding, not showing up on his own wedding day. Not like he did not show up, he came, but he went somewhere else that we do not know where he went to. And yeah, he did all of that just to get a quickie, or to go and cheat on his wife to be somewhere else. And so he comes late to his wedding. He was there before and he left to go and see his babe, another babe, his side chick. And by the time he came back, the wedding was all done. She could not wait, because in fact he told his best friend, or someone that was going to act as his best man and follow him to the wedding to beg for wife and all of those things. He told him to hold off the wedding for a while until he's back. And the girl finds out in all those time how he was doing, or whatever he was doing anytime they're not together. And she decides to give, according to the culture, there is this drink that she's supposed to give to her husband. And so in a way of, oh, show us who your husband is, kind of thing. Anyone who has watched Blood Sisters, this culture is also practiced there. And so she gave the drink to the best man instead. And so it became her husband, because it was a live video. Like I mentioned, she had told her followers she was going to be unveiling who her husband is, or who her husband was. And so the live video and everything, in fact, she had a collaboration with a brand, and this brand, you would usually pick their bride for the year kind of this thing, and then they will take care of so many expenses out of the budget and all of those things. And so they would normally not do it for Africans. She opened it up for collaboration with Africa, and they usually do it for like outside of Africa. And so it's like, if this doesn't go well, a lot of things is going to, the stakes were risen so high. These stakes were very, very high. And so I loved the writing so much. I learned so much from the writing. I'm just like, you know what, I have to do a review. Even though I'm not going to do a reaction, I have to do a review for this particular movie and show you guys how writing is done. How writing is done, and how much this movie really showed us a lot. And yes, basically, so the stakes were high. I love all of the characters. They were quite evident and very, very relatable as well. They didn't just give us a prototype. They gave us someone that you would see on daily. They gave us something to relate to it, because we see influencers and we know your reputation is all that you care about. For influencers, their reputation is all that they care about. They don't want to be seen in the bad light. So the stakes was just so high for her, coupled with the collaboration. She can't call it off right now. And what does she say to them? Oh, the husband I'm supposed to marry cheated on me, and so I have to call off the wedding. The stakes were very, very high. And then you'll be wondering, well, why would the best man agree to this and all of those things? She literally begged him, please just take this drink, I'll explain later and everything.
What are you doing?
Please, can you just take the drink? I'll explain later.
What are you doing?
No, listen, there are over 50,000 people watching online. I'll explain later, just take the drink.
Kamara, you're making a scene by offering me a drink. I'm not your husband.
If you don't take the drink, bring your voice down.
Take
please.
it. No.
I'll explain to you later, please, I'm begging you.
And he thought that was going to be the end. But guess what? That was not the end. And so throughout the movie, we see them play these contracts because now their story is out there, their movie is out there. Is I said movie, their story or cover up story is out there. The brand she was going to be collaborating with has accepted everything. The stakes were just so high for her to come online and call it all off and explain everything or confess, which she later did at the end of the day, anyways. But you know how these things are. It makes it seem like, guy, the only way to go through with this or to go the only way out is to go through with it, basically. And so somehow she got the guy to play along. And getting the guy to play along, in fact, let's just go to our characters. Kamara, who is the influencer, was acted by Bimbo Ademoye. She acted it so well. I love the character, the whole influencer thing. The character was very, very real. I love it so much. She has built an influencing lifestyle, and she's now faced with this dilemma of protecting her marriage. Marriage is a sham already, so there's no protection of marriage, but mainly her reputation by keeping a secret that could literally destroy it. And so we see this is very typical. We see people try and tell a lie to keep a secret, and then they now have to tell like 1,000 more lies to keep that same secret that could destroy her. But keeping the secret would also destroy her if they find out at the end of the day. So it's just be true, just come out plainly. You see the lessons that you would not normally see that I'm pointing out to you now. Just be true to yourself. Just come out plainly, and there should be no reason whatsoever that you should. There is a post that was made by Selim King, and he said this, which is very, very apt and very, very true. In fact, it's a fact. And that is, you should never post in real time on social media. Never. That is one rule that, in fact, not just influencers, everyone should go by. Do not post on social media in real time. Post like what you're posting should be like 2 weeks prior, for your protection, and for cases like this, for camera where she's doing live video of her wedding and this is all going on. Perhaps it was not live. Maybe there would have been a better way to salvage the situation, but oh well, it made us watch the movie. That's what the movie is about. And so another character is Bello. I love this character so much. Bello, acted by Emem Isiong. I love how they gave him a character flaw through his strength. So that was one writing that I loved. How they built that character, gave him his character. His strength is that he wants to help people. He loves to help people. He cannot see you in a dilemma and not want to help. And so this strength later became his flaw, which put him in the trouble. And so he saw that Kamara needed help and he wanted to help her. He's the kind of guy, in fact, he is a doctor, and so he's the kind of doctor that has like foundations helping the poor, helping children, helping the sick. That is the kind of person he is. And so because that is his strength, his flaw also resides in his strength. And that is what writing is all about, that you will create a character and give them a flaw in their strength. You make that character so relatable, because in fact, once a normal human being, once you have a strength in you, perhaps you love doing this, once you do that to the extreme, it becomes a flaw. So this is very, very relatable in creating this character and giving him a strength and also giving him a flaw in his strength. And so he was a very chilled, cool dude. All he wants is a good woman that loves him and that will love the person back. His goal is simple. Kamara's goal, on the other hand, is to just get by, just keep through without nobody noticing this marriage sham or marriage contract. She just wants to get by. But this guy, cool dude, he wants a woman that loves him. And in fact, what makes this movie even much more interesting and the conflict really, really conflicting, if that's the word, is that we actually open up to this guy, Bello, having a girlfriend. He actually has a girlfriend named Celia or Celia, whatever her name is. And so what should have served as a dilemma, or what should have served as a blockage, and be like, you know what, no, this girlfriend will not agree. If I'm the one, never. You want to act like you are in a relationship with my boyfriend? No. But unfortunately for him, or fortunately for him, actually fortunately for him, this girlfriend named Celia, acted by Onyil Dorcas, is just a money monger. In fact, a scene that I love and should be one of our spotlight scenes is that scene where they were talking. Camera came to him and be like, oh, we have to do this more longer. This brand wants to have an interview with us, and they want to, they want to show the world how our love is beautiful, how we met, and all of those things. And then he's like, no, I'm not doing this any longer. My girlfriend doesn't agree with it. In fact, at the beginning, Celia made a lot of problem for him, and she was so angry. And you will think, oh wow, I really agree with this girl, with this girlfriend. I can totally relate. This is bad. This is not nice. And then she goes, oh, I'm going to pay you money. Don't worry, I'm not doing it for free. Oh yes, give me the money.
I don't need her money.
I do. Don't you think I should benefit from it?
How much are we looking at?
5 million.
Hey.
That's a lot of money.
Take it or leave it.
Hey. Babe, I'm here. You can't just bargain over me like I'm some object.
I'll take it.
Good.
What are you doing? I'm nobody's property. Hey.
My lawyer will send the gag order.
I will be looking forward to it.
It was nice doing business with you.
Hey.
And wait, that scene was very funny. It was like it was not existing in that. Bello was not existing anymore in that scene or in that scenario, and it's just two ladies having negotiation on his availability. And that was just a very funny scene. And so our last character, we've talked about Bello, we've talked about Celia, we've talked about Kamara, and then our last character is Larry, the chronic cheat. I don't think there is any other explanation about this character. It was acted by Tochi Obika, and he was a chronic cheat. But yes, it gives us one of our really nice conflicts to this story. So let's just see what he does at the end of the day when he realizes that what? They are going on with this marriage sham? Spotlight character. My spotlight character is Kamara's PA. Kamara's PA, Sade, and I love Sade. She gave this matchmaking, gave this cute, oh, I know what's going on. I can see you people have chemistry, and I'm not going to tell you right away, but I'm going to make sure you see it. And so I love Sade. That was Kamara's PA, not one of the main characters. Usually very funny that she's going to be a spotlight character, but I love she's a spotlight character. In fact, Larry the chronic cheat, one of the evidences that Kamara had, aside from some messages that his side babes sent to her, was that Sade confessed to being approached by Larry. So that just like, and I love how that she was not angry at Sade. She was just like, you should have told me, I would have believed you. And Sade was like, I thought she would not believe me. And so I love Sade, Kamara's PA. She gave me some of my spotlight scenes, yeah. But yes, I just love Sade because she was a matchmaker in this movie. So let's move on to our spotlight scenes. So one of our spotlight scene is the part where Sade was asking them questions or was prepping them to allow their story rhyme. Then you can now see that, oh, these people have chemistry, okay. The way they were arguing, I mean, like, no, our story should not be like that. No, I would not normally do this.
We met at a restaurant.
No, that's too cliche.
What do you mean that's cliche?
It's cliche.
Where else? That's where you meet babes in Lagos.
Okay, I'd rather not. What about if we say we met online? Instagram to be precise.
No, that's not going to work. I'm not on Instagram.
Okay, TikTok then.
Nope, I'm not on TikTok either. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on Twitter, I'm not on Snapchat. I'm on Facebook, sure, but I haven't posted in like 3 years. What? I'm a busy man.
I'm like, bro, sisters, I hope you know that this is not real. It's just a cover story to go with your loving contract thingy. But they were so serious. And then she said something and she was like, oh no, I don't have to. I'm like, oh, don't worry, I'm going to teach you.
Oh, that's easy. We enjoy our company, chill, see movies,
Go shopping.
painting.
I don't know how to paint.
Yeah, I'll teach you how to paint now.
Well, I'll teach you how to knit.
Who says I can't knit?
Can you?
No.
Like, oh, okay, all right. So that is one of my spotlight scene. Also, one of my spotlight scene is when Camara's PA, that is Shade, came to meet Camara and like, oh, Larry is downstairs, he wants to see you. And she's like, I don't know what you're going to do, just go. I said, don't worry. Shade was, don't worry, I'm going to be a dog. He's going to show. I'm going.
Property.
Ma, we don't have dogs.
Okay, fine. Find a way to get him off my property, Shadi. Stop what you're doing. Leave. Go,
Okay,
please.
ma.
Go.
Alright. Okay, I'll be that dog. I'll make sure I back at him. Woo, woo. He has not seen anything yet.
I love her so much. I love that character so much. So that is one of my spotlight scenes. Now, what could have been portrayed better? Wow, we are coming to the end. What could have been portrayed better? There's actually really little to this because every character drove the story. There was nothing like, oh, what's going to be the next plot? Conflict drove the story. The plot was a story on its own. Every character was driving the story along. Every character. Even to the part of where I was not asking, wait, what's going on? Where Larry should be bringing up conflict against this whole marriage contract thing. But then, yes, immediately, in fact, after I said that, then we see Larry actually bringing up conflict. And in fact, internal conflict was shown. The characters also had to navigate their own internal conflicts. Then we see Camara actually fed up with love. She was like, nah, I'm not doing this love thing anymore. But Bello was a typical lover guy or lover boy, and I feel like there was I feel like that Bello is you see, what would ignite love or ignite relationship or something like that is when you spend a lot of time with the person with that person, when you spend a lot of time with that person. And for Bello was just, it was too easy to just fall in love. I'm like, okay, Bello, have you been expecting this? Were you already tired of your relationship? But we could see how that Camara was just like, nah, maybe because we've been spending a lot of time together, but I don't think what you feel for me is likeness or love. But he proved it, and I loved that he proved it, and that was just really, really brilliant. So I like that the characters were making conflict happen, and it was just very, very interesting to see. You were going to learn a lot from this movie, aside from forgiveness, aside from not letting bitterness rule, aside from there are always red flags. There are always red flags. You just have to open your eyes to see. And Camara actually saw a red flag, which was when she saw that he brought a female colleague from his work to one of their dates. That's why he explained it away, but you should I would not necessarily blame Camara, but you should thank God when you see a red flag. You should thank God and run away immediately. And so there are a lot to learn. There are just a lot to learn, and love would find you in the unlikely places. And when it does, grab it. Do not let it go. And so we've come to the end of the reviews corner, reviewing Here Comes the Bride. The story was by Emem Isiong, but it was written by Onyil Cindy Umeh. Onyil Cindy Umeh. I hope I pronounced this right. Onyil, you did a wonderful job writing this story. I loved the dialogues, and I loved the story idea. It was really brilliant thinking about the story. and I love how that the characters were well developed. The conflict, everything was going on its own. There was no bringing up unseen, non-existing or non-existent conflicts that would not really align with the story. So I love it so much. You guys, you should go and watch Here Comes the Bride on Rare Arts TV. It's a lovely story. Tell me what you think about the movie in this comment section, and also tell me what you think about this review as well. Please like in Jesus name, and subscribe and share this content, and turn on your notification bell to have more videos like this. Until next time, I remain Ignorant Dating Princess, the Storyshower.